Hello, everyone. Welcome back for episode 41 of Animus. It's our season finale for season 3 of the show. I think it actually might be okay today. We've discussed what the plan is, and I think it's going to be okay. Before we jump into everything, though, I want to let everybody introduce themselves and their characters. And then I'll mention our sponsors and everything, and then we'll jump in. Starting with top left, Jay, tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jay, or Alien Jays. I'm 1/3 of the Canadian crew because I keep forgetting to mention that, and then Vanessa does, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's where I live. You can find me on Twitter and itch.io at Alien Jays. I'm a writer and a game dev. And yeah, tonight I'm playing Sparky, who is a train wreck of a human being. Just a hot mess, like elephant foot in Chernobyl level of just don't approach. So we're gonna hopefully get them sorted out, and enough that they're not gonna get killed or abandoned by Annie. And then we're gonna figure out what, if anything, they can contribute to the plan that we're doing before even doing a plan. So yeah, right now they're kind of up in the air, metaphorically. Hopefully not literally.
Probably won't be literally. It'll be fine. Speaking of Annie, V, tell us a little bit about yourself and Annie there.
I don't know. It might be literal. Annie might toss you in the air and roundhouse kick you out the fucking door. We'll see. Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the second third of the Canadian crew for Animus. I'm also an artist. I do traditional work. I work primarily in watercolor and pencil sketch, as well as digital art as well. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my work, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws, and that's Pepper like the candy. There's some original character stuff there. If you're a fan of like My Hero Academia, for example, there's some character sketches of some of those characters. So you can find it all there. I play Annie, who is pre-wipe, kind of the space anonymous of the group, I suppose. She kind of had this Robin Hood thing where instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, she would steal from the rich and sell to the less rich, and then make a little money off of that on the side for herself. So perhaps not the most honest of work, but could have been worse. She didn't kill anybody that we know of. Yeah, I don't know. Post-wipe, she is not aptly named Little Mouse. She's one of the tallest of the crew, depending on who comes and goes, but for the most part, she's the tallest. And she's got oh my goodness, English is hard. Bright pink hair that she wears in space buns, and she is currently trying not to murder Sparky because they might have made her very, very angry by doing something without talking to her. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Love that. I feel like Annie would be the type, like, Annalise, rather, would be the type to not kill someone, just make it really easy for them to die through some other means.
You know what? Either that or like dig up their darkest, most embarrassing secrets online and sell them to someone who might do something with those. I don't know.
You ever feel like someone's pouring napalm on your grave?
Annalise, pre-memory wipe. Yeah, I definitely feel like she would dig up whatever embarrassing Sparky bullshit was floating around and just be like, this is my PowerPoint on all the weird things Sparky has ever done in their life. Number one.
Oh, goodness. All right. Next, we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Seattle and yourself.
Hello, I am Alex, and I could not find the unmute button for a moment there. Hi, I'm Alex. I am a digital artist. You can find me around at CanChaosArt on Twitter. And I play Seattle, ship's engineer, ship's dad, ship's very gay trans dad, ship's idiot too sometimes. General emotion translator for captain. Yeah. So that's Seattle. Oh, swipe. Sorry. Is this better?
Much better, yeah.
Sorry about that. How much do you need me to repeat?
Oh, I was able to hear everything. It was just quiet.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't really have anything more to say. Sorry.
You're good. All right. And then next we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about the captain and yourself.
I play Captain, and Captain is the android on the ship. She was a Black Ops, excuse me, Black Ops murder droid. She doesn't really do that anymore. She could, she wanted to, but she just hasn't so far. But she is very much trying to understand these humans that she's stuck with and doing her best. She does not want to be human, but she's trying her best to understand these idiots, and it's going about as well as you would expect. And she likes flowers.
Awesome.
And her tomato plant.
Yes.
Yes, can't forget the tomato plant. And I think that just leaves me. So I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related. You can find all my various projects and things at linktr.ee/theraven. I think it says below my face here. That's where my link tree is. I'll throw that into chat in a moment as well. And then I play 3 recurring NPCs, which are Daisy Thornwood, which is Seattle's daughter. Also was the big bad of season 1, incidentally, and now she's part of the crew and recovering from being shot. There's Seth, who also was one of the bad guys who the crew has now adopted. And he's an 18-year-old kid who's actually a really good bean. He just got kidnapped by the cartel and forced to do a bunch of bad stuff. But now he's on the ship. And Liam, which is Annie's younger brother. And then, yeah, that's everybody that's regularly on the ship. And then everybody else in the galaxy as well, of course. Before we jump in, quick word on sponsors, which are not popping up for some reason. Oh, the bot disconnected. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix that. Anyways, sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG. It looks like this. It's the system that this game runs on. Yeah, it's a simple D20 system that lets you run anything from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. And it's got some really cool stuff. You can pick that up on Amazon for a physical copy, or you can go to coffee.com/raven/shop. Like it says in the bottom left-hand corner, just add /shop to the end of that. And you can pick up a digital copy if you'd prefer that instead. There's also free character sheets at that site as well. And then lastly, Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. So tabletop themed accessories and mugs and water bottles and athletic wear, stuff like that. It's a bunch of really cool stuff. You can check that out at the Coffee website as well. And I think that's everything. So when we left off last week, you found the coordinates and the layout, blueprints. You had an override code for the retina scanners for this cartel sort of Black Ops site. It didn't exist on like the galactic map, essentially. There's a patrol that was coming in, so you hit on an asteroid. It went by. The audience got to see the camera pan, and we found out it was Rip flying one of those ships. So Rip is in the area. And then we ended up with all of you kind of trying to get a game plan together. Also, thank you so much, Econorlax, for redeeming that advantage with guild coins. Who would you like to give that to? So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. What's the plan for the crew? Awesome.
I think we're going to be hiring two very qualified individuals to do this for us
Very
while
professional people.
while we hang back as like the third option, like the emergency.
We
Break
hold
through the
back for
wall.
planetary bombardment.
Yes.
We're the wrecking ball to the literally anything else.
We're here to pick them up in the lobby.
Yeah, we will not be the subtle ones
Mhm.
if need be. Then again, one of them won't be the subtle one either. If we're being real. Yeah. Val will be subtle,
Oh, 100%.
but Zevi,
Anyone could be subtle in a thunderstorm. Really.
Yeah.
Are we going to hire Lagu?
I don't think it's necessary to hire 3 people.
No. Plus, we're not really made of money.
Also, I just wanted to hear Raven try and do the Lagu voice.
I actually had forgotten about it till you mentioned.
I had to. I would have to hear it again.
Yeah, I'm like,
to mimic it.
It was.
It's talking like
Oh,
this.
yes, that's right.
It's like a deeper Stitch.
Yeah,
Voice.
yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to kill my throat, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Lagu can keep living their best life wherever they are right now.
not having to just see us come around every turn. What the fuck are you doing here? As we crash their ship.
I could definitely see you calling and being like, "Oh, these guys."
Mm-hmm. You're like, do I want to answer this? I could just not.
They just do the thing where they like pick up the phone and put it right back down.
Oh.
No.
We're gonna not today. Let me just check what our funds are. Money, where is that? Ship stores.
I am all set to roll for your NPCs too.
So we have a lot of money, but how much, and this is, I think, something Sparky would have proposed during the whole planning meeting, would have been like, how much are we proposing to pay both of them? Because we're asking Val to steal components, right? Because did we only need one component from this lab?
There are 2 here, I believe, but you only need one of them to
Right,
restore
for the
memories.
memory retrieval. Okay.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna look up the name of that super quick.
Pull out my notebook
So
as
for-
well.
For them, it would be a pretty easy, like, just get in, get this one thing, get out. I think.
Easy.
Well, easy comparatively to Zevi's business, which is more of a, do as much as you can until we say otherwise.
Yeah.
It's more of an
Yeah.
open-ended thing.
So yeah, currently you have the Intel Oxide
Mm-hmm.
and Dexaprovylene, I believe.
Yep. We learned about Strentanol, Cameline, and was Xenoprol? Oh, that's weird.
Rosenteprol, yeah. Rosenteprol's not here. Strentanol and Cameline are here. Cameline's the one that you need.
Did I mix up the order of these? What are the chemicals for retrieving memories?
That's the Intel Oxide, the Cameline, and the Rosenteprol.
Okay, so we would still need Bazenteprol.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, regardless of if you, like, somehow retrieved everything on this base, you would still
Mhm.
have one ingredient that's not here.
Okay.
Right.
Thoughts on payment? Because what did we pay Zevi last time? 70?
No, we paid
I don't
her-
remember.
We paid her like 100K.
No, I think we whittled it down from 100.
I
Did
think
we?
that was
Yeah.
the starting demand.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it might have been over. I honestly don't remember. Let me see if it's in my notes somewhere.
I think it ended up being around 60 total?
Here we
I
go.
don't have-
Total was 75
Oh, 75. Okay.
or 65. Sorry, that math works. Yeah, so we paid her in two payments, like half up front and then half when the job was done.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. And we still never found out what that small single person ship following us was. It's probably nothing. So
Swear to
okay.
God, Jay.
It's probably nothing. I'm just saying. So that was just going in, causing a ruckus, and stealing some uniforms. And she'll probably need to hire more people to do this mission because it's more of like an actual assault rather than just a like corporate headquarters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a full-on cartel base.
Yeah. And again, we have no idea how long it's going to take for Val to do their thing. I guess we should probably figure out how long Val thinks it would take, and then go from there. If that makes sense to anyone. And feel free to weigh in on this, Vanessa, as well. This isn't in character. I'm just like spitballing meta.
Yeah, no, it all sounds good to me.
Wait. We got Val's contact, right? Yeah, I thought so.
They gave you their contact information.
Okay. I mean, do y'all want Sparky to contact them, or do you want someone competent to contact them? Is the real question.
Captain could do it if you want.
It's probably for better. Sparky can be in the room though, because they'll pretend they're conch core, whatever. Actually, no, I guess we don't even need the facade. We can just be like, "Hey, Val, come steal the thing."
Yeah, we don't need to pretend.
That's right.
For Val.
Okay.
Okay, I think all I had was like an email address.
Yeah, I think you're right. What does your email say?
Requesting some work to be done. Would appreciate your assistance paid. That's it.
Oh, include the complimentary cheese basket so she knows who it is.
But it's an email though.
I think I think they know who it is.
All right. Yeah, there's a reply back sometime later that just says, "What's the job? What's the pay? When do you need it?"
Steal something from the cartel. Very important. Pay is negotiable. Complimentary fancy cheese is available.
We suck at bonuses.
As soon as possible.
Okay. They message you back with a calm frequency. With we this needs to be talked about
Okay.
on the phone. So assuming you message them that way, yeah, they're on the other end, audio only, and they just say, "Okay, you need something stolen from the cartel. What's the something? What type of cartel facility are we stealing it from? And what's pay negotiable? Where are we starting with that?"
The cartel facility does not exist on a map.
Okay,
It is
that's
highly locked down. We need a specific chemical, a medication, stolen. And we'll start negotiation at 80,000.
Sparky would kind of write something really quick on their tablet and just hold it up to Captain, and it just says, "Mention we're making a distraction."
Oh, there will be distraction made. You will not be sent in just cold. We will be having some form of distraction made away from you.
On the other end, there's a pause. They're like, okay, 80,000's like a good sign-on bonus for this kind of thing. If you're having someone cause a distraction, will I be able to say start the distraction now, or who's leading the other team?
We will be. Unless you would like to do it, if that makes you more comfortable.
Well, no, I don't want to lead the other team while I'm trying to steal something. I just need to know if I can say go now, or if I'm going to be just trusting that this is going to happen before I go in.
No, you will not be just like dead in the water. We will be in charge of all parties.
Okay. They counter with add a 1 in front of your figure there, and I'm in. Jay, your face.
I think Sparky's probably doing the same kind of face.
You can always try to haggle.
160.
Let me get a speech roll.
Speech?
Speech, correct.
Oh boy.
Why didn't we pick Annie? Oh yeah, that's right. Annie's really angry.
Also, this is why Sparky is backup.
Oh, my speech isn't bad.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Okay.
23.
Awesome. They actually they accept.
Yay!
Nice.
I rolled really low for Val's.
Oh!
I'm noting
So,
that down.
Yeah. Okay. So they're on board. They say to give them coordinates and they can be there in a day or two.
Okay, great. I do the thing.
Cool.
Alright.
So I
Now
think,
to contact the other person.
yeah. Did you want Sparky to do this one since Sparky was the last contact for them?
Go for it.
Okay. This is partially so we can build up conch core as being, a thing. Terrifying. Yeah. So Sparky calls up Zevi for yet another smash and grab kind of job. Sure it'll be fine.
So true to form, there's a click as the phone's answered, and a very gruff voice on the other end going, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Zevi, Santa Marie here. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm bored.
Well,
How are you?
I might have just the cure for that. See, we've got a little problem, and we need someone to cause a ruckus while someone else does something else. If you follow.
Not really, but I heard cause a ruckus that we can do.
I thought you might. So, it's the cartel. Don't know if that sweetens or sours the deal for you.
Yeah, I don't really care who it is.
Perfect. Love to hear that. That's why you're one of our best customers, Zevi. Now, it's not on the maps.
You hear on the other end, so I feel like, aren't I doing work for them?
It's a mutual relationship. It's fine. So it's not on the maps. So it is kind of a off the radar job, but the pay will be commensurate with that.
Thank you so much to Doc Alejandro for three crits for the cast. We can get those on the board.
We'll probably need them. Ah.
Sorry, what was the last thing that you said there?
Basically, danger pay. Like the pay will be commensurate with being, a black site for the cartel.
Yeah, that's definitely a little something outside of what I usually do. I'm gonna need to. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to bring that in. Hey, thanks so much, Stella Luda, for that host. Coming in with 24 viewers on that host. Thank you so much. Yeah, and you kind of hear her cover the receiver and talk to somebody else. Do you think we'll need the big gun for that? Yeah, we're gonna need the big gun for that. How much is the ammo for that again? That's right. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring in some specialized equipment for this, so it's gonna be a bit expensive. We're gonna need at least half up front.
Sparky's definitely going to do the cover the receiver this time and look at Captain like, what's a good starting bid
For half?
for the whole? Because we only have, and this is meta, we only have like 140 left, roughly.
Right. Low ball at 90,000.
90,000. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Sparky kind of uncovers it, like, let's start the bidding, if you will, at 90,000. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. 90,000 up front, and then we'll get 90,000 after the job's done, right? That sounds good.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nuh-uh.
No. 90,000 would be the total, but clearly that's not high enough for you. So instead, let's meet somewhere in the middle. How does 125 total sound? Half up front.
I think it sounds like you're trying to lowball me, but we can keep talking. Need a speech roll for
Right.
Sparky or charm.
Let me check which one is higher, because I think it's speech.
I think
Yes.
Zebi could be charmed somewhat in this situation.
Okay. I'm gonna do speech, and based on that roll, let me check. Oh, everything is in the way. There's too many windows. Does everyone mind if how many d6s do we have actually before I throw one on?
You've got 3 currently.
Okay.
A 28 is actually enough. I also
Oh, is it?
rolled
Okay.
low.
Oh no!
I also rolled low for
Everyone's just
Zebi.
desperate for work. Jeez.
Yep.
Buyer's market.
So yeah, the other end here. All right. What'd you say? 125.
Mm-hmm.
I really like shooting the big gun, so I'm gonna give
I'll
you
tell
a
you what.
discount.
We'll give you 65% up front. And you can take anything you want from the lab, aside from what we need.
They have lots of guns there. All right, you got a
Probably,
deal.
yes.
When do you need me there?
Val was saying like a couple days that they would be here, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sparky says kind of the same thing. Like within the next day or 2 days at most, we need this dealt with rather quickly.
Okay. Yep, that should be enough time for me to grab the ammunition and where are you again?
We'll send you coordinates once we're done on the comms. Can't do it over open channels, you understand. One last thing. Wait for our word before things start off. It's a tightly wound machine and you're one cog in the watch, if you understand.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize who you're talking to, but I get bored. And when I get bored, my finger starts to itch. And the only thing that really that cures that is pulling the trigger. So, I'll do my best.
Tell them we will not make them wait long.
It won't be long. Just hold your finger off the trigger a little longer. That's all. Ta-ta now. And Sparky will kill the call before they can reply.
Before you kill the call, like you just hear, like it sounds like she's taken the phone away from her mouth and is just singing this song about how she gets to shoot the big gun.
Yeah. So Sparky, as soon as the call is done, Sparky visibly like deflates from that whole thing. Like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot. That's like most of our money.
We'll get more.
I mean, yeah. And we probably don't even have to get shot. So there's
Good.
that.
I would say that's a good takeaway.
Yeah, I haven't been shot before. I don't think I've been shot before. And they kind of like, they check themselves over, like, I don't remember any scars like that. No. Yeah, no, we'll keep that. And yeah.
Bullets can leave a variety of scar marks. It's very likely you were shot at one point.
I'll be in my bunk. I just need to prepare. And Sparky kind of just quickly exits the bridge, and they're clearly like patting themselves down again. The fear of God into this little freak.
All right. What about Seattle and Annie? What are the two of you up to?
I love that Sparky's just like, have I been shot? Where would I have been shot? I have to check this. And meanwhile, Annie only has like 6 months worth of memories and she distinctly remembers being shot.
Got shot right here.
Yep.
Right in the gut area, you know? And it hurts a lot.
Seattle's making sure that like all of the ship's armor is everything is like the guns are fine-tuned. The laser giant rail cannon is ready to go. Like he is going over everything. He's making sure like there's emergency prep ways put up. He's got like sets of like patch kits strewn throughout the base at the various airlocks. Like he is basically ready to go if we get hit.
Okay. Interestingly enough with that, the railgun needed to be like greased, because it's seen literally no use for like 6 months. But aside from that, everything's pretty much okay. I'm just gathering my character sheets that I need to have open here for various things. Cooperate thing, thank you. Oh my goodness, it's like attached to my mouse cursor and won't let go. There. That was weird. So yeah, that's totally fine. You're able to get all that stuff done. You're all prepped and ready to go. Is there anything that you all want to do over the next couple days while you're waiting for Zevi and Val to show up?
Oh, no, nothing I can think of. No, nothing I really need dealt with.
Any conversations that you wanted to kind of, just get some stuff off your chest with certain people about certain things?
Nothing really comes immediately to mind. Jay, do you have any idea?
I could have sworn there was something in the schedule, but I can't see anything in the calendar.
It's right at the tip of my tongue. I just can't. It's my finger on it.
Starts with a B and I think it rhymes with betrayal. No, it is betrayal. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that does sound quite familiar, actually.
So Sparky would seek Annie out. Let's just rip this Band-Aid off now.
Right.
Yeah. So is Annie in her room?
Excuse me. Oh my goodness, got the yawns today.
No worries. I'm sorry, my betrayal is so boring to you.
I know. You know what? It's so last week. I just
so pedestrian.
Oh, God.
yes. Annie
This is because
would
we're both
probably be-
anxious as shit.
Yes, absolutely. we both had to prep for this conversation and discuss it beforehand because we're both anxious pieces of shit. But yes, Annie is in her quarters.
Okay, so Annie would hear a quick, like, knock, knock, knock on the door, followed quickly by a, Annie, you got a minute?
She's kind of she's not able to use the old ignore it and it's probably Seattle if he knocks 3 times trick if you speak to her. It does take a few seconds before you hear any movement at all, but she does open the door, but through the language, the body language, the positioning, you can tell that she's not expecting this to be a very long conversation because the door is only open enough for her to like stick there on the door frame kind of.
Does she say anything, or does she just kind of
She
open
doesn't
it and
say
wait?
anything. She
Okay.
just looks at you, looking down at you like, what do you
Oh,
need?
yeah, shit, she's way taller than I am. That's
She
right.
is very much
She's
taller,
like
yes.
half a meter taller. Yeah, so Sparky takes a deep breath and asks, like, do you mind if I come in?
She's very quiet. You can kind of see, when people are thinking about something and like they just make these little tiny movements, like they'll run their tongue over their teeth or like move their jaw a little bit. Almost looks like maybe they might be chewing on gum or something. Just like these very tiny movements as they're thinking. That's kind of what you get from her. But she opens the door enough for you to pass to her side. She doesn't move out of your way, but she opens the door on her, enough space on her other side for you to come in.
Okay. Yep. Sparky is like paper to that door and just kind of sidles past you and then stands awkwardly in one corner of the room and kind of waits expectantly for you to turn around.
And it closes the door, but not quite fully. There's still an inch of space there. And it's kind of like, I'm not locking you in here. There's clearly space if you need to get the fuck out, which I assume you will at some point. So that inch of space is there to kind of convey that message.
It's like not fully closing a door when the cat's in the room.
Essentially, yeah. Which one of us is the cat? We don't know.
Who knows?
No, who knows?
I think
but
yes
yeah,
is the
so
answer to that question.
Yeah.
But she does that, but it's also more so like for a little bit of privacy as well. But she does turn around to face you.
Okay. Yeah. So Sparky, like, almost half goes for a lean on something, just like a desk or a chair, and then thinks better of it and folds both their hands in front of them and looks you dead in the eyes and says, I don't regret doing what I did, but I regret not discussing it with you first. I'm sorry.
Okay, great. You're sorry. What are you sorry for exactly? You want to chat? Let's talk it out. Tell me what you're feeling. Why are you sorry?
I'm sorry that I gave the impression that you all might stoop to torture. You specifically. But anyone really. I'm sorry that I went above you on a mission that was supposed to be yours, and that it wasn't my call. I'm sorry that I lost my cool during the mission, and I'm sorry that I didn't listen when you needed me to. I'm sorry that I broke your trust.
So what's to tell me that you won't lose your cool on this mission in particular? Somebody calls you by the wrong name, someone says something to you that you don't like, and you decide that you are going to do things the way you want to do them rather than asking anybody else for their help. This isn't a heist to get a lamp made of skin, Sparky. And while I know that this particular mission was something that I asked for, and that technically none of you have an obligation to fulfill that for me, you did. You said that you would. And you looked at me time and time again for me to give my responses to questions, asking my input for things, because this is my mission. And then you went out of your way to ignore all of that because what? You made the decision yourself that you didn't want me to be what you used to be? Is that the problem here? I'm not you, Sparky. You didn't even think to trust in what kind of person I am. I don't know what kind of person I used to be, but the last 6 months, I feel that I've shown pretty damn fucking well what kind of person I am. And you just decided that didn't matter and that your fears were more important than what kind of person we all are, because you're afraid of...
Because I'm afraid that I would have tortured him.
Right. But see, instead of facing that fear with your friends and asking them for help with this fear, you took away my choice and my decision. And you know what, Sparky? I don't really like the idea of people taking away my decisions. It's what it got us all here to begin with, isn't it? That we didn't have a decision. This is what we're trying to make right. Give us our decisions back. You might not want your memories, but the decision is yours to make. I'm not going to hold you down and put that needle in your arm, because that would be taking your decision away, wouldn't it?
Do you want me on this mission?
Can you handle this mission? Can you trust me to help you with this mission? We both know damn well that this crew works phenomenally together. This is what we've been doing. We've honed this skill. Only God fucking knows how. Over all these missions that have somehow worked in our favor, we had our shtick down to a science, it would have seemed. But now what happens when we go down to a planet that's full of danger? And I'm worried that if I do something wrong, or if you're too frightened that something might happen, then suddenly something goes wrong, I act out of turn, somebody gets killed, what then? What happens then? Where's all that trust gone? All the trust that we built up over all of these months, trying to figure out what kind of people we are and who we want to be, despite not knowing who we used to be. And now that's gone. So where do we go? Where do we go from here?
That sounds like an answer to me. And Sparky moves to go to the door.
Stop.
They stop, but it's in one of those halting motions. It's a very grinding kind of stop.
There you go. Making a decision on your own that this conversation is over.
You just said, without saying it, that you don't trust me. And that's completely reasonable. I don't blame you for not trusting me. I wouldn't trust me.
So what are you going to do about it, Sparky? What are you going to do about it?
Right now, I'm going to go prep for the mission, but I'm not going on it. I'll be on the ship, and I'll be helping out here. Not because you want me to, because I want me to, because I'm choosing for me, because I'm the only person that gets to choose for me, because I am done choosing for other people. And I am sorry beyond belief that I keep choosing for other people. So instead, I'm choosing for myself. I'm staying on the ship. And then we'll see. Because if we're on the mission together and something does go wrong, something that I can't predict or control, I literally don't know what I'll do. And Sparky turns around to you. I talked to the doctor about that device in my chest, and do you know what it is? It's like a remote control, Annie. If it goes on, they can just make me do whatever they want me to do if they find out. I don't know what I'll do if something goes wrong.
It does seem that over the course of the conversation, the acidity, I guess is the best way to put it, that Annie has in her voice and kind of the way that she's standing seems to taper out at this point. She still looks extremely frustrated, but luckily she doesn't look like she's misty-eyed or anything like that when she was when Seth saw her in the hallway on the way back. But yeah, there's a distinct lack of like the fight. Yeah, the fight in her doesn't seem to be quite there. Which is just kind of like, you know, she said what she needed to say, and she kind of feels like that's off of her shoulders now.
You can tell the same thing with Sparky. Yeah. Like there's a weight that's gone.
Yeah. Annie kind of lets that silence hang for a minute. Only as long as she thinks that she can be quiet without Sparky turning and leaving.
Yeah, fair.
Because, you know, they are antsy like that. So she kind of lets that silence hang, and then she laughs but it's just a very quick exhale, as if she's kind of surprised that she feels like the moment has passed. And she looks Sparky dead in the eyes and says, just don't fuck it up. But it's not mad. It's
like grim almost.
Not even, it's more so like, I'm not done being mad at you, but also like, I'm just not ready to be buddy. Like, just, do your job and then we'll see what happens.
It's
kind of
like
deal,
when
right?
you're mad at your best friend on the baseball team who's on the team with you, and you're sort of okay with it, and you got to play a game together.
Yeah, like she's gonna need some time to sort through everything, but for now, like this is more important. Like, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, you can tell, like, Sparky kind of gives a smile when Annie does the laugh, and they don't say anything, but they nod, and they definitely have the same, like, I don't know that I'm ready to go back to being like chummy best buds. So yeah, they nod and kind of, when you're holding a door frame or holding something, you just do one of those, like, but you're still holding it, you just kind of flash the fingers, but the thumb's still on it. So they do one of those on the door frame and then just turn to leave.
Yeah, Annie would let them leave at this point. She's pretty quick to close the door after them. And it's kind of like a don't let the door hit your ass on the way out kind of deal. Like, get out of my space.
Yeah.
But she doesn't curse after you. So it's kind of like the feeling of getting ready to pull the pin on a grenade.
Yeah.
And like you trip at the wrong moment or something, you think the pin's gonna come out, and you're like, what the fuck? No. You like shove the pin back in.
It feels like that moment where you're tying off like a bandage and you just do that last like a really tight cinch on the end.
Yeah. I think the biggest part of what she's feeling from this whole ordeal is the kind of unforeseen or yet to be seen implications of having said out loud into the air, like, what if we're on a mission and one of us fucks up now?
Yeah.
Right? Like, whose fault is it going to be? Is it going to be my fault because I made the mistake, or is it going to be your fault because you didn't trust me, or is it both of our faults because we're acting like kids? Like, where's the line between, justified anger versus you're letting this get in the way of your decision making,
right?
Unnecessarily. So she's still standing by everything that she's said and like all the questions that she's raised, but there's a very distinct, like, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to let this be the reason that I get somebody killed kind of deal.
Yeah.
Is that last kind of laugh for her. Like, I'm not going to let this be the thing that kills my little brother, or, it gets Captain dismembered or something. It's just, we need to do this. We're going to do this. And if there is time to be alive afterwards, then that's the time to figure this shit out. Now get the fuck out of my space. But yeah.
All right. So, for Seattle and Captain, anything else that you want to do during the wait?
Make sure plates of food are left out for Annie.
I'm so sorry. I feel like this is the same kind of energy as like when you have a friend over and your parents are arguing upstairs and you two kind of sit and look at each other, and then you're like, so do you want a drink?
It's like,
I think we got some extra Capri Suns out in the garage.
like,
We could go there where it's quiet.
It's
So
the
what
feeling.
about Seattle and Captain?
Yeah, it's the feeling of climbing out of a window to get away from the argument. You're like, I'm just gonna go.
So Seattle and Captain, let them cool off for a minute,
Seattle's just been putting in the work, also making sure that Seth knows like emergency procedures on what to do in case of like explosive decompression.
Okay.
Captain's just making sure that the ship is.
Oh, he's also running Liam through both. He's running both of them through with Daisy too. Honestly, through various. The ship has been breached drills.
Okay. Yeah, Seth seems like he's had some training on it before. Daisy oddly seems like she already knows a lot of the stuff too. But Liam's clueless.
Just like I imagine most of the time is spent with three of them trying to get Liam to a level where he won't die.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do so. Daisy's still a little out of it because I think she's probably still on like space coding or whatever from the surgery.
Honestly, for the most part, Daisy is basically. Honestly, Seattle's plan for Daisy is to put her into a suit already, and just strap her somewhere in the ship.
Oh my gosh!
Probably in the med bay.
Yeah, I'm sure that will go well. We'll cross that proverbial bridge when we get to it. What about the captain?
Captain's just making sure the ship is up and running. She knows herself is up and running, so making sure the ship is ready for any kind of surprise.
Okay. Well then, yeah, you're all able to get prepared quite well. And within a couple of days, 2 ships show up. There's one that is very small and sleek, and seems to just show up on your sensors out of nowhere. And one is very not that. It's larger, it's bristling with guns, and it looks like it's been through several demolition derbies and somehow survived.
Love to see it.
I wonder which one's which.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oddly enough, the one that Val is in is like a similar model to that one that you saw on your sensors like however long ago, and then it kept disappearing. It's not the same one, but it's a similar model to that.
Interesting.
If I squint my eyes any harder, I'm going to close them. What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I'm just poking at a button.
We'll cut it out. The button's worn out. Like every day with this.
It's like the 2 red buttons meme now, and one just says RIP and the other says weird spaceship that disappeared.
Yeah, and they're both pressed down. So Sparky would send a message to Zevi.
Okay.
Just saying, like, it wouldn't be voice, it would just be a text like, hey, glad you're here. We're going to get you updated on the situation, within the hour. And then we'll probably be ready to go, ? That's for the whole crew. Or are we pretty much ready to go?
I would say so. I would send them the blueprints.
Yeah.
Scans of the blueprints to both people.
And then did we have an idea based on the blueprints where the labs were?
Yeah.
Yes. There was a lab, but there was also like a cold storage.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, some medications have to be kept in cold storage.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lab, cold storage, and a warehouse. There was all 3 of those were laid out. So.
Okay.
I wouldn't be too worried about the warehouse.
Mhm.
Logic kind of dictates to me that if it's a drug or a component of a drug that they are in charge of making, then chances are it will be regularly made, I would assume.
And it wouldn't go to the warehouse unless they're going to be shipping it right away.
Yeah.
Unless they
Yeah.
have no space there.
Yeah. So I think either cold storage or labs would be the most
Mhm.
logical 2 out of 3 to hit first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus Zevi might go nuts in the warehouse. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Zevi's probably doesn't mention this, but just so you all know out of character, Zevi's probably gonna go towards the armory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
She mentioned.
Which is
the
a little bit
guns.
away from the lab and the cold storage. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So wire off the blueprints to both of them. Mark like special interest for Val, and then both the compounds we found before were kind of in the same like containers, right? Just like capped test tubes, sort of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Wait, quick question.
Hmm.
Do we want to put Zevi in the Monsanto jumpsuit?
Ooh. Ooh. It's a little bit of pepper on this. I like it.
Spicy.
Just to make it look like,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just like one psycho employee.
Mm-hmm. we did steal enough uniforms we could theoretically get her and her whole crew to wear them.
I mean, she's gonna think we have some weird like kink at this point.
Listen,
But
we're paying. It's as long as
A
there's
lot of money.
consent, like plus she gets full reign of the whole place. I don't know if she'll complain about having a sponsor on her back. But
so
that's
should
really
we
I think we should.
yeah, should we make her do that? We don't need to make Val do it because
No. If someone sees Val, that's a problem.
Yep.
yeah, and I don't think, I mean, Val knows what she's doing.
Yeah. But definitely I think we should give Zevi the uniforms and be like, hey, for funsies.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think Alex is on board with this plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be. I don't know. No, there we go. Yep, they're definitely on board.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So yeah, you call Zevi, and let her know that I'm assuming, and yeah, they'll probably dock like a shuttle onto your ship to come pick them up, and
Cool.
takes a look at the box and everything. He's like, didn't I just steal these?
Yes.
Okay. You know, whatever floats your boat, I guess. All right, we're gonna go do the thing. So let us know when you want us to pull the trigger.
Okay,
Wonderful.
and yeah, we'll give them like, because I assume at this point we have a rough estimate for when we're actually going to start this fracas. Sparky would give them a rough, like, range of time and tell them like, just keep an eye on this, and when you hear the word go.
Okay. Alrighty. So
This is so weird. We're not even in there. What are we doing?
so currently you're sort of at the outskirts of this solar system. How do you want to approach the mission? Are you going to take the Lagrange to orbit? Are you going to stay way back here? What's your plan for acting as support?
What are the limitations of comms, I guess?
Like comms on the planet. Probably you'd need to be in orbit. Comms to ships that are in orbit. You could do it anywhere from the solar system.
Yeah, my concern is staying in contact with them on the ground somehow.
Once my figuring at least is once Zevi punches a hole, then most of the like defenses will go after her, and then we can potentially just like railgun what's left. It's my first idea off the dome.
We could also ping pong between the planets in the system, getting closer to it, and using moons as cover.
That's true.
and basically get up into position, basically as close as we can be.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as Zevi hits, we strike from the other side. And while we're showing up as the secondary target coming in closer, Val is able to get in.
Do we want to be a secondary target?
I thought we were only going to attack if necessary.
That's kind of, yeah.
That's why I said make us a target as opposed to attacking. We're another distraction.
I thought we established getting shot wasn't fun.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Seattle's the one most likely to be dealing with a lot of this, so.
Yeah, but Captain's the one who has to steer it.
And it's not like
I'm
we all
also-
suffer from sudden decompression.
I'm also of the mind that if we can stay out of recognition for as long as humanly possible, like if they don't have to know that we're connected to this, then that would be fucking aces.
Yeah.
So, okay, in that case then, what is the closest we can get, what is the farthest we can be from the planet that is both within our railgun range and communication with the planet range?
Is there a moon,
Like a-
Raven?
Is there
Like
a moon
high
we can
orbit.
Okay, so-
And yeah, there's probably a moon, like a small one.
Okay. I mean, we do have the shuttle.
Why did we never spring for cloaking?
It's
I
not
don't
really a
know.
thing.
And you haven't suggested it to Daisy and Seattle while they're high yet?
That's true. That's probably a good idea.
Would that work
Yeah.
using the shuttle as a way of communicating between the two groups? Like, because obviously,
Always like a satellite.
yeah,
That's
'cause
what I was thinking. If we
obviously-
could
Yeah.
get the shuttle to the moon.
Mm.
because we need to be able to say when both Val
yeah.
and Xavier are going in, because they were like, hey, I want to be in control of the timing here.
Yeah, and know when
Us.
like Val's got the thing.
Yeah, and we would need to be able to send communications to do that as soon as they're ready. So that was my main concern. But if we can do that from the shuttle, then we can take the big ship out of sight,
Mm-hmm.
and then just use essentially the shuttle like a satellite for as long as we need comms.
Actually,
Damn,
on that,
That's really clever.
we could have Annie and Liam in the shuttle.
Boy, you want to really take out this whole bloodline if something goes wrong.
No, because Liam is one of the best pilots on the crew.
Liam is our plot armor.
That
No, he's
too.
not.
That possibly too.
Not if he's in the same ship as you.
I
I
will
would
say,
s-
if you use characters with plot armor as shields, that plot armor goes away real quick.
I
Why
know.
we- that's why we
I'm
never
not.
use Lyle.
No.
Yep.
Raven, I said that with panic in my voice. It was a joke.
There's a real reason I'm suggesting it is because Liam, out of all of us, outside of like say Captain and Seattle, and you're gonna need Seattle on the ship because you're gonna need somebody who can do that sort of repair on the ship if we do get hit. But yeah, and I have a hard time seeing Captain wanting to leave the ship during a situation like this.
Liam has also been doing simulations for the ship, though.
That's
Yeah. So
that's
it may
true.
be Captain who would want to pilot.
My
with,
God, this is the
Annie.
most intelligent discussion we've had so
in
far on
3
the plan.
fucking seasons.
What the fuck? We're actually like thinking, okay, who's actually
Daisy
good
can
at shit?
pilot.
She's
Just a little
high.
I mean, a little
No,
bit.
Daisy's not allowed to.
Daisy is
just-
going nowhere.
Question.
I
this.
just imagine Daisy and Annie in the shuttle together having to bond over previous being shot experiences. Like,
Oh my god, I kind of
welcome
want
to the
it now,
club,
though.
kid.
I kind of
Question-
want
Oh,
it now.
yes, please.
Could Captain or someone else on the ship, since we'll be in orbit with the Lagrange, could someone remote control the shuttle?
Technically, yes. It would be
It's
hard.
not like it has to do like fancy maneuvers. It's just acting as a relay.
Just as a devil's advocate here, what is the role for piloting the shuttle?
It's mechanical engineering.
Yes. See, Annie has a +6.
Yeah, Daisy's got a 19 in mechanical engineering and 2 points of training in piloting.
Because I'm thinking if we can set up some kind of jury rig, even if it's not pretty, it'll still work. And then worst case, we lose the shuttle, right? And then we have to go in with the ship. But it would mean that if it does get blown up, no one else is going to die because of it.
I mean, Captain could probably do it. Yeah.
Right? Like if you do it and then Liam's there as like backup controls, maybe.
Seattle's already on his way to go and rig up a better remote control for Captain into the shuttle.
I think Sparky would go help because they're not terrible at mechanical.
For the remote, it's going to be tech.
Sparky's better at tech.
Same.
Surprisingly.
I'm 26 in tech.
Okay, I'm not that good. Just, geez, keep it in your pants.
Assuming.
Can I use my engineering tools?
No, because those are for mechanical engineering. This is tech stuff. Basically, you're going to have to write a program for the shuttle that integrates with its systems.
And we will be keeping Annie apprised of this, so she's welcome to help.
Oh,
well, there you go. 56.
I may have accidentally made another AI.
It's just Seattle's just like, wait a minute, I've got one of these in my room. Hang on.
I may have given this another minor AI, like I did with the cheese cooler.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Seattle's looking kind of confused because it just started answering questions.
It's not an AI, but you can basically like, hey Google, no, not you. Never mind. Thanks.
They made an Alexa, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, it's Hey Tabernac. Because that's the name of the shuttle.
Why are you still active?
I was gonna say I could still hear it in the background.
I don't know what it's saying, but it's saying something. Never
Are you sure you want your crew to do this?
Thank you. There it goes. Anyways, you can do that and voice command fly it if you want to, and it's super responsive. So basically, there's no lag. It doesn't increase the DC if you're doing it remotely. It's like you were actually.
Seattle sends the update ping off to the captain.
I would say it's also around this time that Annie goes to the bridge with Cap. She's going to chill out in there for a while.
Okay, the funniest part about this is that the mute man invented a voice activation system for the shuttle.
Oh my god, you're right.
Because he doesn't necessarily trust all of you to know how to pilot it.
I made this. I can't use it, but I made it.
I made you a babysitter so that you can pilot without having to know how to pilot. All right. So yeah, that happens. And because it's a nat 20, it adds 10. So that's why that's a 56. And I think the highest DC in the system is 60. So yeah, really freaking good. All right. So that's done. That's the plan. Who's where and what's happening as you send this stuff in?
Well, it sounds like Captain and Annie are on the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sparky's probably not on the bridge, but I think they're in we'll say like the cargo bay, and they've just got a set of like monitors and arrays and all kinds of sensors and stuff so that they can keep an eye. They're operations essentially.
Okay.
And they'll be on kind of constant comms with the bridge.
Seattle has basically tried to convince Daisy to stay in her room with his rooster because he's very worried about the rooster getting nervous about this, and he made sure the doctor gave her a good dose before he did.
Okay.
She needs to save us, and she's high out of her gourd, I swear.
So drugging and lying to your daughter to get her to stay in her room. Got it. Could I get a
Sounds
speech
kind
roll?
of sus to me, yeah.
It does.
It's like I never necessarily said Seattle is all good traits. He's just better than Guy was. And also, he's really, really fucking freaked out about losing Daisy right in a second. Because, yeah.
In these situations, I always, in my mind's eye, no matter what we do on this show, I'm constantly thinking about what outfit Annie would be wearing at the time. I feel like I treat her fashion like a mood ring. So in case you were wondering, for this particular mission.
Sorry, what am I rolling, Raven?
Speech.
Oh boy.
You're trying to convince Daisy that it's because the rooster needs support.
Yeah, in case you guys are wondering, Annie is not wearing her typical bright colors for this particular mission. She's very like hair in a ponytail, blacks, very focused on what's happening.
I rolled a 1, so what ends up coming out is Daisy, I am terrified of losing you right now. I didn't mean to say that. Please ignore that. The rooster could really use your support.
Oh, look at
It's
picture
like-
you.
And there's like tears welling up in his eyes right now.
So
He might be shaking a little bit.
Now, hi, Daisy. Just looks at you, he's like, bullshit. And starts looking at her finger like, my finger bends weird. And now she's very focused on bending her fingers.
Take it, walk away slowly.
Yep. Gonna leave her in the room with the rooster.
Oh, look at picture. Was Seattle being like, so, like, are the drugs working? How high are you?
Yep.
It's like, okay, you're that high. I'm just gonna.
We're just gonna, yeah. Here's a pillow.
Once you get about like 5 or 6 steps away from the door, there's a scream from the room.
Seattle goes back to see what's up because he really did not mean to traumatize his daughter.
Daisy's like huddled in the corner of her bed as far away from the rooster as possible. It's like, Dad, there's a giant rooster in here.
Yes. That's my big cock, honey.
I don't want your big cock anywhere near my room. Get it out.
Okay, honey. Just go back
You did
to
this.
sleep.
I'm just saying, you did this.
Oh, I know.
I
did.
feel like we need the remote control check right now.
Yeah.
Remote
Yeah.
control check.
Which one? Do you want to
Like-
rewind that?
No, the like X slash O. I'm not comfortable with. No, I'm kidding. It was a joke, but
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, that's as far as I'm going with it.
Yeah, me as well, because Seattle's just gonna take the chicken out and put it in the greenhouse room and walk away.
Okay. Daisy chills out.
Good.
All right. So, Annie and Captain are on the bridge. Daisy is in her room. Seattle is doing what after that?
Let's see. It's hex tuple checking everything.
Yeah, the ship's fine. Also, I love the
okay.
chat, the comments in chat. It was ripping a chicken costume. Quick, someone throw him in the airlock. Sparky, you're setting up a CNC essentially in the cargo bay, right?
My brain knows a different acronym for CNC, so what do you mean by it?
Command and control.
Oh, okay, yes. I was thinking, like a CNC machine.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, it's laser cutting stuff out usually. It's like computer controlled cutting.
I know it for a very different reason, and
Do-
not going into it.
I was gonna say I don't know if it's got that kind of stream.
That's wild.
But yes, setting up a full kind of suite to keep eyes on
Okay.
everything.
All right, then. Sounds like you're all set. Captain, you'll need to pilot the shuttle to the moon.
What do I roll?
Mechanical engineering. Or technical, I guess, since you're
Sorry,
interfacing with
do you
a
realize
computer
how
program.
cool that sounds, though? Captain, you need to pilot the shuttle to the moon.
It's very cool.
31.
All right, 31. Yeah, no problem. You're able to pilot the shuttle very easily to the moon. As you do so, you can notice there are some patrols around the planet, but they don't seem to notice you. And you're able to sort of park on the dark side of the moon of this planet, if you will. Yeah, the radio sort of relay works just fine. Zevi's ship starts approaching the planet, as does Val's. Val, they kind of come around from the back side of the planet. And let me see if they can avoid detection. Narrowly, yes. And then Zevi's ship comes in and is spotted immediately. I kind of imagine like you've got visual on this, maybe because of the shuttle, so you can kind of see what's happening. Maybe you launched a remote camera into space or something like that. So Captain and Sparky for sure, and Annie, because you're on the bridge, are able to see this kind of play out. And there's those two fighters that were on patrol that come up and start shooting at Zevi's ship. And you can see the ship has some shielding. So it's able to soak up those blasts decently well for now. And let's see here. Oop, that's not for Daisy. For something else. Okay. And yeah, they start shooting back. So there's this constant exchange of like railgun fire. And these fighters are dodging out of the way and a lot more maneuverable, so they're not really getting hit, but one of them does get clipped eventually, and sort of starts spinning out off into space. The other one's still there, but it's too busy fighting with the big ship that there's a shuttle that launches off of Zevi's and is able to get down to the planet. From there, and it's obvious that the shuttle doesn't land like right next to the facility, but there is a giant missile that launches off of the main ship, like ICBM sized missile. And you can watch as this missile just goes down and hits one of those gun turret towers on the facility. It just levels that entire section of wall. Not like mushroom cloud big explosion, but you can see it from space a little bit.
I'm glad we're paying her.
Yep. And that's where we're going to take a break. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. We're going to let everybody stretch their legs, hydrate, grab snacks, all that good stuff. And then in 15 minutes, we'll find out how the rest of this heist goes and if anything goes terribly wrong, because it'll be up to the dice. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. um, sorry, I was trying to read something in chat, and my brain was like, "Those are words, but I don't know what they are." That was weird. Anyways,
Words.
yeah, chat words. So there's a big explosion from the giant missile that Zevi's ship launches off. It takes out a gun turret and most of a wall on the side away from the stuff that Val's going for. And several more fighters come up from the planet and start chasing them. So, bad things happen. So the Zevi's ship loses shields and weapons. They just get hammered, and they take off.
We did send the shuttle down, though, right?
Yep, leaving
Okay.
Zevi and whoever else in that shuttle on the planet.
What?
Now there's
Well,
a bunch of
that's
fighters
unfortunate.
swarming around the planet. Do you radio down to Zevi at all, or to the ship? Any communication? They're not really communicating with you. They're a little busy.
I mean, I think the
Yeah,
last
it's
time we
kinda-
communicated with Zevi while she
Oh,
was
no.
busy, she's.
Mhm.
I mean, that doesn't sound good, Raven.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Physically impossible. I think it would just be a quick shortwave of, shout if you need help. Like kind of the I'll be in the other room if you end up blowing your fingers off kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a response from the ship as it jumps to FTL and it just goes, yeah, we can't stay here, sorry. We'll
Well,
swing back.
this was down to the shuttle on the planet.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah,
a
you
loyal
just-
crew.
You
Yeah.
just hear, they're like, we'll swing back around after we
Okay.
make some repairs.
Okay.
Yeah, Zevi is just ranting about how they left them on the
Mhm.
planet.
Mhm.
But it's like, yeah, okay, thanks. We'll let you know if we need to pick up. And then you just hear literal like mortars going off.
Boom.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of fighting. Now for the Ono part.
Did we get spotted?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if they see the shuttle on the moon.
I
It'll be
knew
hard to
that's
see.
exactly what you were rolling for.
Yep.
Here we
It'll
go.
be hard to see. Oh, look at that nat 20. Oh, crap.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Okay.
hot.
So, Captain, I'm going to need you to pilot the shuttle. Now, fortunately for us, we have a character sheet for the shuttle.
I've posted a meme in the Discord about my feelings for this situation.
Oh, no.
Also,
So do you want me
hello,
to-
I'm back. I unfortunately cannot do visual anymore.
No worries.
I'm just reconnecting things. But I was about to say, don't forget that the shuttle is still painted to look like Momsato.
That's true.
This is also why I wanted it remoted.
Yep. So yeah, there's fighters closing in on your position there. You do have this could be a little bit of combat. If you want to open the shuttle character sheet and roll 20, I think it's just called shuttle. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it has its own defense rolls and everything.
Right.
That's 1, 2, 3 attacks coming at you, and you can use whatever defense that you would like for the shuttle.
Dodge, I guess.
Okay, and you do have an advantage.
Okay. So I just roll dodge.
Yes. 3 times. For the first one and the last one, you get +5 because those are from light cannons.
19, 14, and 24.
You still have advantage,
Okay.
I think, on one of those if you want, unless I'm mistaken.
So the first one misses, the second one hits, and the last one misses.
Cool.
Do we have advantage on any of those?
You can use your advantage on that middle one if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I just
Go
roll it
ahead
again?
Mhm.
Nat
Nice.
20!
So yeah, there's like 3
Yes.
fighters chasing the shuttle around, and you're just like ducking and weaving and just flying this the shuttle better than it's ever been flown before. And feel free to describe any special maneuvers if you would like.
No, I think we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it simple. Just keep these bastards away.
Full barrel roll. Sorry.
Jay, I swear to God. Fine, I do a barrel roll, which isn't technically a barrel roll. It's an aerial that they've proven multiple times. There was only one game in which it was actually a barrel roll.
Yep.
Forgive me.
I've heard that so many times about Star Fox 64. It's not actually a barrel. It's a barrel roll.
No, it's not.
It is in this universe.
What a barrel's in space, don't you know?
Space is pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
really big, you might even say.
Yeah, so big there's a giant space gorilla.
Yeah.
Named
It's
Andros.
definitely more than 10.
Definitely
Yes.
more than 10.
Oh my god. So where do you take the shuttle? Like what direction are you dodging in?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to bring it towards us.
I have an idea.
Yes.
What if we park it somewhere on the planet after we potentially lose them, and then use that as Zevi's escape vehicle if they need it?
Did I lose them, Raven?
No, they're still chasing you.
That's more of it
They're
if that's an option.
they're
I
just not
guess,
hitting
once
you.
we lose them.
Zevi
Yeah.
does still have her shuttle. She just doesn't
For
have a big
now.
ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to dodge it somewhere in between where we are and where they are, because I don't want to bring them towards us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's probably like some asteroids or something between you and the planet that you could just sort of lead them through. First person to answer, evens or odds?
Evens.
Evens.
Okay.
Mixed crowd today.
Fantastic. I heard evens first, and that's what I rolled. So Val found the correct building and has successfully slid into the cold storage via the giant gaping hole in the wall.
It's funny how much you do this to us in this game, just with the changing expectations. But when you said I heard evens, and that's good, I was expecting you to say because he rolled odds. I really was. You said you didn't want to be beheaded, and that's great because I've got the guillotine set up.
Yeah. No, it actually was good this time. It's good.
Okay, cool.
So Val is doing well with their part of the mission thus far. Let me see how Zevi's doing. Ooh, Cartel rolled a nat 1. So Zevi's blown a hole in the side of the armory building via mortars.
Good for
I
her.
love that for her.
Mortars. That's such a hard word for me to say, and I don't know why.
Welcome to Mad Max, Animus Absentis.
Yep. If anybody bothers to radio Zippy, there's lots of maniacal laughter, with some Wilhelm screams in the background.
Always with the Wilhelms.
Always.
Of course.
Very prodigious line.
Mhm.
Toys Us Zevi edition, yeah. Pretty much. Okay. Back on the ship. Anybody doing anything during all of this, or are you just sort of watching it all pan out?
Well, apparently I'm piloting a shuttle.
Of course, other than Captain.
I mean, Sparky's reveling in the fact that we get to just watch what we would normally be doing. So this is, I think, if anything, they're probably taking notes, right? They're
Okay.
like they're recording, what they can see and what data they're getting, and maybe just taking some notes for future heists.
Seattle's in the engine room, just keeping an eye on everything. Like, he's got his own setup that's a lot like Sparky's, but instead of outside, it's all about the state of all the ship systems.
Okay.
Annie's fingers are like twitching as if she wants to like touch the tech on the bridge, but she's like decidedly keeping her hands off of things. But she looks like if she was, preparing for the worst to see what she could do on her end, but keeping herself in check.
Okay. I think Captain's a little bit busy, so if you want to do this, it'll be at disadvantage. But Annie, since you're on the bridge, can I get a sight roll from you?
Alrighty, let's see what we got. Oh, what have I done? Keep having to type it all out. It's fine.
No worries.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you're seeing pretty much the same stuff that everybody else is seeing. You're probably watching Captain on monitors navigate through these asteroids and dodge these shots from these ships. Speaking of, actually, Sparky, you'd be able to roll sight as well, since you've got your little command center set up.
I don't
and then I
like
need
where this is going.
3 more dodge rolls from Captain.
Sorry, sight, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
11
was
and
gonna say,
16.
if you want to go first, Lisa.
11 and 16 are ranged, and 20 is tech.
Shuttle.
So dodged, and dodged.
Sweet.
Because it's ranged. Awesome. So yeah, Captain's just like ace pilot over here. And then
Sight
yeah,
roll.
for Sparky, what was the sight? 22.
22.
Would you like to add a d6
I would
on that?
love to add a d6 to that, Raven.
Okay.
Don't know if there's ever going to be a no to that.
There are 5 retweets, so you get an extra d6. So
Okay.
I won't even have to take one off the board.
That's a 25.
25? It's only there for like a second. But you see this blip of what looks like, I guess the best analogy would be like a subspace communication, like a message being sent off from the planet. You just barely catch it.
Does it seem like I know what direction it's going, or is it just clearly
away
something
from the
sent off?
planet.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky kind of hails up to Captain, like, Captain, I think they got a message off. We may need to get out of here soon.
Do I have a way of communicating with the people on the planet? Like Zeppy and
Yeah, you're
Val?
it's spotty because the shuttle's a little bit further away, but you can still get some messages off. It'd be fine if it's text. You'll be fine.
Okay. You said Val was able to find the product?
Yes, they are in the correct building, and they're currently looking for the stuff. But they're in the cold storage building, which is where it is.
Okay.
They just have to find like the specific spot for it now.
She's going to shoot off a message to Val first that just says, "Do you have the item?"
I just rolled, and actually they do. Like right as you
Sweet.
text that, they go, "I just found it."
Fantastic. Get out.
There's just like a fret, like you could tell it's like a mashing the buttons. So because it's kind of misspelled, like working on it. Hold your processors.
Then to Zeppy, mission is over. Get out.
Kindly get the
calling for
fuck out of my room.
Yep. There's just a haven't finished stealing all the guns and like an emoji middle finger.
They've called for backup.
Okay, there's no response from Zebi on that.
You know, kind of sounds like a her problem.
Yeah, we made that warning. That's the extent of our accountability.
Does Captain have any way of getting hold of their big ship?
No, it hasn't come back yet either.
But you said she has like a shuttle, right?
She has a shuttle, yeah. It's
Okay, good.
not terribly dissimilar from yours.
Okay.
It's not a long-range vessel by any means. Okay. Speaking of... They're doing okay. They've managed to grab a bunch of weapons and load it onto their shuttle, but Zephy's lost a couple of people. The fighting's starting to get a little bit more intense down there. So that's happening, and then Val getting out. Val got a nat 20, so yeah, they are able to escape quite handily. You still have fighters on the shuttle. I can't remember if the shuttle has weapons.
No, I think we took them off for the cheese heist and never put them back on.
We took them off for something.
Yeah.
It's always the goddamn
yeah.
cheese.
Always the dairy.
Okay.
No,
is there
we
anything
don't
that you'd like
have
to...
any weapons because we haven't bought any yet because we went for maneuverability and armoring.
So we never
Yeah.
fight anyone.
So, Captain, any particular tactics you'd like to take here, or anything that you want to do with the shuttle?
Could theoretically bring them in range of the ship and just
Like, how many are we talking?
There are 3 fighters chasing you.
Yeah, I'll bring them towards the ship. Jay's right. We could probably take them out.
we're kind of at the tail end anyway.
Okay.
Captain
That's
just sends
great.
out a message to everybody on crew that says prepare for battle.
All right. With that in mind, I don't remember the last time I've made you all do this, or if I've ever made you all do this. But I
Probably
need
never.
swiftness rolls from everybody.
We have never rolled those.
That is wild.
Mm-hmm. We avoid combat. Oh, that's. Ooh.
So was a 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sparky is tangled in cords.
14.
20.
I'm sure hoping that everything on my sheet is filled out correctly because I have no idea.
Yeah, me too. Like, I just
Yeah.
punched it and
It auto calculates off of your stats.
I was gonna say it's plus stamina, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
19.
Me out here with my 4.
I've got 3. I'm right with you. We're very dangerous over short distances.
Okay, and then 22. they're going last.
Oh. Oh wait, that's not us. Yay.
Things tend to go easier when we just assume that the bad shit happens to us.
Oh, and then they're going first.
Oh, God damn it.
Mm. Well, this has
All
been a
right.
roller coaster of emotions. I'm gonna go.
All right, so first is fighter number 3. Next is fighter number 1. Then Seattle. Then Annie. Captain. And then Sparky. And then fighter number 2. Okay.
Not last.
Fighter number 1 is going to shoot at the shuttle for 19. So we need a dodge roll from Captain.
From the shuttle?
Mhm.
Okay. 15.
All right. So that is going to hit.
Poop.
For 7 damage. The dice are with y'all tonight.
So do I subtract that from the hit points?
Yeah, I think the shuttle has temp hit points as well, so you take it off of that first.
Okay.
I think
Just minus 7.
Lagrange does. Yeah. So you take
Okay.
7 damage. Okay, so that's fighter number 1. Fighter number 2 is gonna shoot at the Lagrange. Who's piloting the Lagrange right now?
I mean, Liam's
Is
there
it-
if Captain doesn't need to.
A good question, yeah.
Okay, I'll roll for Liam.
Just picture everyone on the bridge like, who's piloting this thing?
Who's flying?
Well, we were just kind of like hanging out in space, so
That's true.
Yeah.
know what?
I feel like Annie would also be okay with Liam piloting because she's there.
Okay.
We're dying together, kid.
You know, when you've got your permit and you have to have like an
Oh,
older
yeah.
driver there. Annie doesn't know how to pilot the ship, but she's there for emotional support, I guess.
Just there
That's
doing
not
space
great.
breaks.
Oh my
Okay.
Why did you
gosh.
Oh.
Because Liam rolled a 12 to dodge, and then fighter number 1 rolled a nat 1 to shoot.
Job,
My
Liam.
gosh.
It is
so
two people in a
Liam-
dark room trying to hit each other.
That's
pretty
my
much.
boy.
So yeah, shot goes way wide. And how bad is it?
Bounces
it's
off a
actually
nearby. Oh my goodness. How many times do I have to try to say this word?
Hey, boy.
Bounces off a nearby asteroid and hits their own fighter.
Playing a little
It's
pinball.
not quite that bad, but they've got to, like, I don't know, recalibrate their targeting computer or something. They'll have disadvantage on their next roll.
Someone in another
Um,
galaxy is having a real bad day.
Yep. Seattle, it is your turn. You're just in the engine room. Do you want to run to the like gun controls or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to go to the light cannon or the railgun?
How close are they right now? Light cannon range or railgun range?
Both.
Okay, then probably gonna go with the light cannon first.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna say it'll take your turn to get there and get strapped in, turn everything on, and get ready to start shooting. So on your next turn, you'll be able to start opening fire. Annie, you are on the bridge. There are railgun controls on the bridge if you would like to use them.
Sure, let's give it a try.
All right. There's 3 fighters that you can target. Which one would you like to aim for?
Not the one that's closest to the shuttle, because if I miss, I don't want to hit the shuttle.
Okay. Fighter 2, that's one that rolled the nat 1, is furthest behind.
Sure, let's cut off the straggler then if we can.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
The railgun attack on the Lagrange character sheet.
Okay. Railgun. Okay.
19. All right, they're going to go with deflect. And that's going to hit. So go ahead and roll the railgun damage.
Okey smoky. 11.
11. Nice. Too many things to pull up on the thing. 11.
This is what we get for never going into combat.
Basically.
I know, right? All right, so 11 damage. Yeah, it's a pretty solid hit. They're still coming, but you definitely inflict some damage. They try to deflect it with the shields, and that just does not work at all. And it causes some pretty significant damage. Captain, piloting the shuttle. Do you just want to like hightail it into the shuttle bay?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll mechanical engineering or tech engineering, either one really. Either would apply for this one, since you are piloting via computer program.
Okay. Sorry, roll what?
Mechanical or tech engineering, either one.
Let's see here. Do I roll it on myself or on the shuttle?
On the shuttle.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, no, for skill it's on yours.
Okay. Computer, if you would like work with me here, thank you.
Is she adding Android to that at all?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Figure that's worth asking.
Or actually, probably the ship system training would probably fit more.
21, and then my ships. Where's my ship? Ship's computer.
Yeah.
6, so 27.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to just punch the engines and get the shuttle into the shuttle bay.
Cool.
It's a little bit of a rough docking, but it doesn't damage anything. Maybe just scrapes the paint a little.
Okay.
I picture Sparky in the cargo bay just like, what the fuck was that?
Speaking of,
They boarded!
Speaking of, it is your turn next.
Surprise.
Yeah, I think Sparky would double check on their sensors, like, did someone just board us? But finding out that's not the case, right, Raven?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Just
Unless
making
you count
Rip's,
Captain.
yeah, just make sure Rip's not doing some bullshit in the background. Sparky would also like it for the other light cannon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, on your next turn, you'll be able to fire from that as well. All right, and then the last shuttle, the one that took some damage, is going to shoot at the Lagrange. And That's 20, and then I'm dodging for Liam. Nat 20.
That is my boy. That's my
Kids.
boy.
Oh, all those hours.
See,
Yep.
So yeah, Liam just like flips the ship end over end and starts going like weaving through these asteroids. It does a really good job of not getting hit by the thing. Which will take us back to the top, which is fighter number 3. Same deal. They're turning around and shooting. 19. Okay, that one does hit. For 12 damage. Which I'll go ahead and take the damage off the ship since I have the sheet open.
You win some, you lose some.
Basically, it just went through your armor and you took 2 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, and then number 2, same deal. Attack roll. 17. Dodge roll 25. Yep, Liam's ducking in and out of stuff. He's doing a really good job. And then Seattle, it is your turn, and you are all set to go on the light cannon.
What do I need to roll?
Just the light cannon attack on the Lagrange character sheet. It's true, it is the first space combat that you've done. 16. Alright, and... Oh, they tied, so roll again. Alright, they managed to kind of flip one wing up a little bit, kind of go on their side, and the bullets just sort of graze the shields and it deflects them off a little bit, so they don't take any damage. And then it's going to be Annie's turn.
Is she able to attack again with the railgun controls from her end?
Yep, absolutely.
Okie dokie. 15.
All right. They managed to dodge that one. Also, I forgot to mention, you do have bonus actions that you could potentially get with stamina points if you want to try attacking more than once. V, would you like to try that here? And then I'll actually go back to Seattle if you'd like to try that too.
I'm good for right now.
Okay. What about you, V?
So remind me again the way stamina points work?
So, your stamina points by default are it's the same total as your stamina score. And then I believe it is right below the attack section on your character sheet. It'll say stamina points, max equals stamina, and there's a little die roller there that you can click, and that'll auto roll to see if you get a bonus action or not. But it's essentially like 1 through 10, I think, is you don't, and then 11 through 20 is you do. With special things that happen at 1 and 20.
Hold off that right now.
And just so I'm clear, I'm assuming when you get a bonus action, it spends a stamina point, or is it spends no matter what?
Yeah, it spends either way.
Okay.
If you roll a nat 1, then it spends 2. And then if you roll a nat 20, then you get the action without having to spend 1, essentially.
Cool. Okay.
Like, you get that point back. All right, then, Captain. You have successfully docked the shuttle. What would you like to do from here?
Get us the hell out of there?
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna contact Val and Zevi.
Okay. You try to contact them, but because the shuttle's docked and you're far away from the planet, you don't get a response.
Okay.
It does remind me I need to roll a couple things, though. Okay. And... Awesome. Okay.
Because we need a meeting place, like, to exchange goods.
It's true. I don't think that was ever established.
Probably should have been.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. Yeah, there's no answer yet. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, just she needs to get into work.
Okay. You could tell Liam to start piloting towards open space so that you're not like next to a moon or an asteroid field or something like that.
We could do a flyby of the planet.
Yeah. Or you could head back towards the planet.
I still don't want to be. I want to be as visually associated with this as little as possible.
We are
Okay.
also being followed by 3 ships, so I don't know. I don't know if we've already bought it on that front.
I'll take it.
Fair.
We're GTFOing.
Fair. I'm
Okay.
so worried about Zevi coming back at us.
Yep, Liam will start navigating out of the asteroids. But that's going to take a little bit, not terribly long. Sparky. You're all set up on the cannon.
You said 2 was damaged, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'd like to hit that one. And then probably I'm going to try for a bonus action because, you know.
Okay.
Listen, Zevi chose the guns for now, but she does want the rest of her payment. So,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
Bonus.
11. And then the
Unless they
shuttle,
roll a
gonna-
1. Yeah, no.
No.
Okay, so I will
just-
roll for...
Not that this is like
Huh?
a necessarily prudent use of them, but you do have 3 crits, add 3d6 just as a reminder.
That's true. The only, and I will say this, the only reason I would use one is if I knew which ship Rip was in.
Okay.
I would happily spend a crit on that and just do that for the crew. But no, I'll roll to see if I get a bonus on that.
Okay. You
But
do, so
Jay,
you can
that's
attack
way
again.
too easy for him to.
I mean, it's easy, but it's also like, fuck that guy. You know?
I will
like
go ahead and tell you,
sometimes.
he's not in any of these 3 fighters.
Curses.
Because I wouldn't put him in a position to get
no.
one shot like
I
that.
suspected. I suspected as much. Listen, I can dream, can't I?
You can dream. That's
I can
true.
Dream.
Nice.
20.
20.
Okay.
19, so that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage on that.
You.
7. And yeah, that doesn't blow up the ship, but it does blow off a wing, which consequently has like a thruster on it because space physics. And so they start just like spinning in a circle. They are out of the fight.
Sparky is like whooping through the whole ship.
I assume Annie can see this happen, right? From up on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
She sees the wing go up and she kind of like whispers to herself, but it's decently loud. She just goes, boom.
Love that. Fighter 3's turn next. And yeah, they're just gonna shoot at the thing. Roll that and roll that. So that misses. Fighter number 1's doing the same deal. Oh my god. Okay. Liam dodges those with no issues whatsoever, because these are the worst henchmen ever. And then
They said
Seattle. It's your
B
turn.
team.
Apparently.
I thought you said one of these people was Rip. Isn't a Rip supposed to be a level 20?
No,
Yeah,
one of these people isn't Rip.
yeah, not these three fighters. A different fighter is Rip.
Wishful thinking, that's all.
So Seattle, you're on the light gun controls as well. What would you like to do?
Have I told we're booking it?
Did Captain say that on open frequency?
Say what?
That we are leaving and we are booking it?
I would imagine.
In that case, Seattle is ditching the light guns and getting back to the engine room, because Seattle's gonna do that thing as he did last time we tried to get away from things. He's gonna boost the fucking engines.
Sorry about that. My cat was getting into stuff. Okay. Yeah, you're able to get to the engine room. You can try for a bonus action if you'd like to do the thing as well.
Sure, let's give it a try. What do I roll?
These reset at the end of combat, so there really is no downside to trying. Even if you get a nat 1, it's not going to do anything bad. No fear. Seattle has played with engine. 1 fear.
Sorry. Fuck, I'm trying to remember what I gotta roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you go below the attacks on your character sheet, there's a little section that says stamina points, and it's got a little die roller button next to it.
Ah.
Oh, so yeah, you lose 1 stamina point, and you don't get the action. That's all that happens.
Well.
Yeah, Annie, your turn.
Let's send off one shot as a goodbye, I suppose.
Okay.
I think the third fighter was the one that she had damage on before.
It was the first one, which is out of the fight, but the third one is still the next one to go. Yeah, so that they'd be the biggest threat.
Okay, let's do that one then.
Okay.
Okay. 17.
17. Oof. Okay. Yeah, they sort of fly into it at an angle, and it just sort of like bounces off their shields.
I would say Annie probably responds with something that's not very nice, but acknowledges nothing.
Okay. And then Captain, if you want, you can get to the bridge by this point. And Liam isn't quite out of the asteroid field, but will be on your next turn.
Yeah, I'll just keep going there.
Okay. And then Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky would radio up to Captain or Liam and would just ask, like, are we close to leaving? Should I keep shooting?
I would say ceasefire, because we're getting out.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sparky would exit the gun and probably go secure the stuff in the cargo hold just in case it starts moving during transit.
Okay.
Their little op station was not exactly bolted to the floor.
All right, I just need to roll for a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I need to roll for another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you?
Well,
And are you
wasn't on one
nervous?
of the wasn't on one of the ships. Raven said.
What do you? What is it that you suspect I'm doing?
You're rolling something without telling us what it is. Of course, it's rip. Like that's the only thing my brain jumps to.
I see.
You're being cagey.
Somebody
Not
stole
like
stuff.
National Treasure cagey. I like that. The bees.
Okay, so roughly at the same time, actually, one after the other, you get a message from Val saying they've gotten off the planet, that they have a little shadow, but they've been able to lose them and they're jumping away. And said basically just email them with the coordinates where you want to meet up. And you get a comm, like a text message from Zevi, who has taken off from the planet, is heading your way, but says that they have fighters trying to get them, and they would love a pickup.
Zevi's gonna
willing.
beat the cheese cooler.
I mean, yeah, we can pick them up.
Okay. All
At
right.
least we can do at this point.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and take us out of like combat mode, and just say that these fighters continue to shoot at you, probably successfully land a hit here or there, but with the amount of damage and how good Liam's dodging, like it would take them a really long time to do significant damage.
Also, Seattle is doing his bullshit in the engines.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need a mechanical engineering roll from Seattle.
With my
to
engineering tools.
Yes, now you could use them to activate turbo mode. It's basically just overtaxing the engines. Ludicrous speed, yeah. 30.
Plus 13, so 43.
43. I need to see something.
Oh! I'm nervous. I made Raven have to go and look up the rule book.
Mm-hmm. Where is that skill section? Here it is. DCs. So you got you said it was a 43?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Would you like to use a D6?
Yes.
Okay. Main reason I had to ask is like, is this a D6 moment or a crit moment to make this work? It is, yeah, that is a D6 moment. So that succeeds. So now you're going super fast. And yeah, you're able to basically swoop in and pick up Zevi. Tricky part here is that you have your shuttle in the shuttle bay. So basically they're going to have to dock with your ship. Or just sort of... No, they're pretty much going to have to dock because they're in a shuttle. So I need a tech or mechanical engineering roll from Captain. And I'll have Liam help you. Okay, Liam helps. And then I gotta roll for Zevi.
Did you say tech or mechanical?
Either for Captain.
Okay.
Because of the way that you interface with the ships, you can do either
25.
one. Okay. It's loud. It's rough.
Don't forget to add your androidness.
Would I add Android or ship's computer?
Ship's computer for this one.
31.
Okay. So it's still kind of loud and rough because of Zevi's roll. But because of how you and Liam did, it doesn't damage anything. It just sounds horrible. And
Wonderful.
then you are clear to jump to FTL.
Okay, off we go. Bye.
Alrighty, and then I just need to check one thing here.
Of course you do.
Is it
Okay.
Rip?
Rip was hiding in the shuttle.
Rip is on Zevi's shuttle.
Rip on my ship? It's more likely than you think.
Rip is Zevi.
That would be impressive.
This is some like hitman level
Master,
costuming.
yeah, master of
Wow.
fucking disguise, huh?
Pay no attention to that crit I just used.
We didn't even see you use it.
We didn't notice until you said something, Raven.
That's the point. I'm
That's a
letting
load
you
of
know I used
bullshit,
the
is what
crit.
that is.
Don't mention that I have a gun here. Like,
Hi, Chekhov.
You'll find out what it is before the end of the session.
oh, good.
I thought you were gonna
That's
say you're gonna
somehow
find what
worse.
it is next season.
Right. Like, game's over. Bye.
Oh
No,
my god,
I had to
I'm-
roll a
I'm
couple of things, and I
going
wasn't
to
using
take a
crit make sure it
stroke.
works.
My body is ready.
Okay. But you jump to FTL. You jump away. And where did you want to meet up with Val and... Oh, I guess that he's with you now.
Mhm.
Somewhere not in the system. Like, we need to.
Why not our
GTFO.
friendly co-op station?
I'm worried about attracting the cartel there.
Yeah,
good
we're
point.
we got a tail. Probably.
And it can literally be like an uninhabited planet that's relatively nearby.
Let's find a boring moon.
Yeah, let's just find some
Yeah.
shithole moon.
Okay.
damn harsh crowd.
Listen, I
yeah,
love shithole moons, but like,
Yeah,
I don't wanna go
there's
on.
actually a moon.
That was a
well-
very John Mulaney line. I don't know why.
It did. I think it was the delivery. A little bit there. But yeah, you're able to find a moon, some random planet. The moon's called Shethol. And
please make sure
course
you
it
write
is.
that down, because this will factor into our plans.
I'm not laughing at my own joke. I'm laughing at V. Hear the just wheezy laugh. Oh.
You know you've hit
Anyways.
the good haha funny noise when it's the wheeze one.
Yep. It's got a thin atmosphere. You can survive on the surface, but you wouldn't want to, spend the night there.
Of course, it's all the methane.
Yeah. Yeah. You were able to meet Val there, and words.
Trade off.
They give you the thing.
Mhm.
They give you the cameline, and it's like a small beaker of it. And I presume that you give Zevi and Val their money.
100%. Unless we were planning to somehow double cross the maniac.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't
No,
recommend it.
not here for that. No.
Yeah, I'm not either. I just wanted to make sure no one else was.
Okay.
This is one of those moments like, I don't want to do this, but did anyone else want to stab them? Like, I'm good.
I mean, if you want that to be the way your characters die.
no.
Wow, look at Sparky asking for other people's input for once.
Listen, I will yeet my
God.
ass out of the fucking. I will live on this shithole moon.
That's Shethol, actually.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sure the local people are really touchy about it.
Get it right. I would be touchy if people kept calling my home a shithole.
Zevi happily takes the payment, and because she got to fire the big missile, and got to steal a bunch of guns and stuff, is very happy with you all, and leaves you a little present in the cargo bay.
Oh God.
After she leaves,
Why do you phrase that like it's a dog leaving you a present in the other room?
no.
Well, I guess Shithol would be the good place for it.
Yeah, I guess.
The cultural
Like-
practice. It's just, it's a sign of trust.
Val also, thanks you for the business, and says, anytime you need their help stealing something, they're happy to help out. And they leave. Who happens upon it's a large crate in the middle of the cargo bay.
I would
Seattle.
imagine Captain needs to know what it is for.
Okay.
Just had the worst idea of what it would be.
Okay, so Seattle and Captain, it sounds like. Anybody else want to be in the cargo bay for when Rip pops out of this? I mean, to see what's in the crate?
You son of a bitch.
I do, purely because if it's what I'm thinking it is, I
It's
should
not
be.
Rip.
Oh, it's not the Rip I'm thinking of.
Okay. All right, so it sounds like everybody wants to be in the cargo bay for this.
Yeah, what the hell is in this
Zevi
box?
left us a gift, like freaking.
What's in the box?
Seth won't
What's
tell
in
us
the
what's in his box. So
All right, who opens it first?
Got it.
Captain
Are we playing
wedges
the
it
fucking-
open.
like
Okay. As you open it, it's a rather large, like military grade crate, and as you open it, you can see there's like the special packaging foam where it's got like the exact cutout of the item, that type of foam.
Right.
And nestled in that is a really nice, fancy, brand new bazooka type weapon with 6 little like RPG grenades.
The
six
smile on Seattle's face cannot be described other than absolute giddy bliss.
I think Sparky's like elbowing him in the ribs, like very good, like pure no noise, but again, yeah, the smile, like those two are fucking kids in a candy shop.
Look, guys. Look, guys, we get to fire the big gun
We
now.
get to blow stuff up. We didn't even have to make it.
And then out of the barrel hops Rip. I'm kidding.
Well, that's fine. Then we just blow up the crate.
Yeah.
Fire his ass out of the bazooka.
But yeah, you managed to find or to retrieve the cameline. So there's only one more ingredient you need to restore Annie's memories. Managed to do that with none of you dying, just a lot of Zevi's crew dying. Which, according to Zevi, she has high turnaround anyways.
We didn't have names.
Or,
We paid.
Turnover rate, rather.
My
Um,
condolences, but life
Yeah,
happens sometimes.
They knew what they were signing up for. And got everybody paid. So you're pretty good to go. Is there anything you want to do before we wrap up?
Yes, I would like to have Seattle pull off his face and reveal that he's been ripped this entire time.
Can't do that. That's what
Jinkies.
Sparky's gonna do. We've both been ripped.
Captain's just gonna request that the large new gun be put in the vaulted area.
Smart.
Yeah, that's
She does not want that super easy access.
Honestly, I think Sparky's on the same page.
Yeah, same with Seattle.
Yeah.
He doesn't want Liam and Seth getting
Oh
into
my
their heads that
God.
this might be a good idea to play
He's-
with.
Those fucking kids would.
Yep.
I think Seth is
you-
responsible enough not to. I'm not so sure
No,
about
the,
Liam.
the
Yeah.
problem is
Um,
you add
fuck off
no,
with that.
no. The problem is Daisy would get involved.
Well, Daisy would
And
be like,
that's-
how can I make a better bazooka?
That's the real problem is when Daisy gets involved.
Yeah, but to be fair, that all you could interchange Daisy and Seattle in that statement of how can I make a better bazooka? Said Daisy or said Seattle.
Yes.
They both fit.
Yeah.
Captain
Why-
just says it is ugly and I do not wish to look at it.
Sparky's gonna put that one in the bank for later.
Like, okay, Captain does not appreciate other weapons.
Could
She
also
doesn't
see
like
Daisy
ugly,
being like,
inefficient weapons.
what if I painted flowers on it? Then it's
Yeah,
you know,
Sparky and Seattle would like kind of haul it into the safe room.
then it's the Daisy cannon. No. Speaking of Daisy, once you do get all that
Holy
in,
shit, yes, Seattle might.
love that. After you get everything stashed away and you're well on your way to wherever you're going next, Daisy does come wandering out of her room, looking very groggy. She just kind of rubs her eyes, looks at everybody, goes, "What's going on? Were we doing like a heist or something?" I think that's where we'll end the session on the ship. But before we end the whole episode, camera's gonna pan to
Of course it is.
the moment when you came out of FTL, going towards Chthul. Yeah, there's a fighter with a kind of messed up wing that detaches itself from the bottom of the Lagrange silently and just sort of hangs back. And camera just slowly zooms in into the cockpit where Rip's sitting. He's behind the controls and just goes, "Now what are you lot up to now?"
This is why we have trust issues.
Why are you so obsessed with us, Rip? Get a hobby.
Also,
Maybe
I love
he's
how
just jealous
Rip,
of our ability to stay alive.
I love how
Who
Rip
wouldn't
went
be?
from being absolutely scary to now being very cautious in his approach of us.
Yep.
Oh, I just had to go
Just
shooting.
been like, okay, you guys are officially so fucking wild cannons that I'm actually kind of scared of you.
You bamboozle me, Raven. I'm impressed, but I'm also frustrated.
Oh, and it's yeah, he's not shooting at you or anything. He's just keeping tabs on you.
God.
I honestly figured the one that broke off from the first fight with the broken wing was Rip's one.
You called
When
it.
you saw- when
Should've
it
just
got
kept
flung
shooting.
out.
Yeah, it wasn't any of the fighters that were chasing you. It was,
Oh, that's right. Sorry, there was another. Right.
it was
Okay.
the very, very first one that
Okay.
Zevi's ship clipped.
I feel less bad now.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I wouldn't lie to you and say,
That's why I was
Rip's not here.
like,
Surprise,
I'm like,
everybody has
okay, fucking.
no.
Cool.
But yeah, that's where we'll wrap up the season. So before we go on a raid, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part of the session was, favorite part of this season, where we can find them next, and anything they'd like to share or plug. We'll go reverse order from how we started. So, Goody, we'll start with you.
Favorite part of this session was probably watching Sparky and Annie kind of work things out. I mean, they're talking. That's progress. We like to see the progress. Favorite part of this whole season? Probably just the whole Mars is haunted thing.
Yeah.
That was so weird, but we pulled it off somehow. Mars is haunted. And Captain's a cryptid. But yeah, I will be back for the next season.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, then we'll hop over to Alex. Favorite part of the session, the season, anything you would like to share or plug, and where can folks find you next?
Oh god, favorite part of the session. I think it was that absolute goober moment with Sparky and Seattle at the end at seeing that fucking gun. Because they know that they are going to be the ones that get to use that fucking gun. And they're so fucking excited to make things blow up. They have one brain cell, and then between them, and it's an explosion. And I love them for it. But it's just been interesting to see the way that all the characters so deeply care about each other, even when they're so angry. Like, fuck. We put some emotions out there. Especially since we started off this season with the polite mafia.
Oh yeah.
We started off the season with Seattle putting Guy Lavoie to rest and finding out that Guy's husband isn't actually fucking dead. And then we went to Mars, and now because of us, Mars is haunted with a cryptid.
Yep. Love that.
Also, we have a segue. God, there's just been
We do.
so many like wonderful like little character intimacy moments, if that makes sense. Like emotional intimacy between like different characters. One of the ones that like has impressed me so much this season is watching Captain and Seattle's relationship grow. And seeing how much Captain does respect Seattle. She thinks he's a dumbass half the time, but at the same time, he's the one she will go to when she needs human emotions explained to her. Like something I've consistently noticed, if she needs something about human behavior explained, and she with a in a way that she can understand it, I noticed she goes to Seattle. Or like, fuck, watching anarchy happen.
Yeah.
It's like, what if? But what if? And like getting to see like our NPCs and how they're developing, and Seth developing into this sweet, sweet empathy being. And it's just like, why? You are too good to have been in the cartel. Why? You are far too good. Oh, child. God, there's just so many like little moments and stuff, and watching things happen, and like getting to the point where all of us at one point or another have either been crying from emotions or crying from fucking laughing our asses off too
Sometimes
hard.
both at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, y'all in the stream didn't even get to hear the weirdest noise that I've ever heard Vanessa make. It was a fucking cackle while she had peanut butter in her mouth. It was weird.
Oh goodness.
But seriously, there's no way I can pick a favorite scene because I loved every fucking scene I was with all of y'all in, or even scenes that I just got to watch, or even days when I can't make it to game because things are acting up, and I can like sit down and watch y'all and know that hopefully I won't die while I'm not there. Please. But yeah, you can find me around on CanKS Art on Twitter. I will be back next season with Animus Absentis. I'm slightly involved with a couple of projects. Now I'm mostly involved with a podcast, which I can't remember the name of at the top of my head. I'm sorry, I'm very tired.
No worries.
Yeah. That's about it.
All right. Well, if you think of it, go ahead. Feel free to throw names and links into chat, and then we'll hop on over to V. What was your favorite part of the session, the season? Where can folks find you? Anything you'd like to share or plug? Excuse me.
In terms of the session itself, I was happy to be done with the whole Sparky and Annie fiasco. Jay and I talked about it last week to figure out how we wanted to tackle the characters going forward. Spoiler, I think they'll be okay. If Annie can stay on a ship and live in the same place as Daisy, and not have murdered her after all this time, I think it should be okay. We're in choppy waters, but I think it'll be okay. So that was good. Seeing Liam hit those good numbers and taking us out of that danger was great. That's my boy. His success is my success. I love him very much. My God, there were just so many good things. The very weird feeling that came from organizing a heist, but not being the ones to do the heist. That was a very interesting feeling. We're gonna have to build our funds back up after that one, but it was definitely weird to experience that. Yeah, I don't know. I loved the entire thing. And in terms of the season as a whole, I can't believe we've already done 41 episodes. That's phenomenal. That's insane to me. Which also means that I can't remember where one season stops and one starts, because they all just flow so well from one to another that it's impossible for my brain to keep up. But yeah, the captain is a cryptid on Mars. It's definitely a good one. Yeah, no, I look forward to Saturday every single week, and it's gonna be sad to miss out on this Saturday next week, but it happens. We'll have to jump right back into it. I'm super, super, super excited. We always talk about the difference between Annie and Annalise, and I'm so pumped to be able to work her into the story, because at this point I think of her as her own entity and her own character that kind of goes hand in hand with Annie instead of the same person. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, other than that, you can find me here next season. I'll be doing Animus, some more Star Wars, and hopefully finishing out the story for Exodus as well. You can also find me on my art Twitter if you would like to check out my work. It's at Peppero Draws. That's pepper like the candy. And I put all sorts of stuff up there. I've recently been drawing more original characters. There's also some anime stuff up there if you're an anime fan. But yeah, check it out.
Awesome. Last but not least, Jay, same questions.
Head empty. God, I don't know. I think it was just the fact that we spent so much actual legitimate time planning something that we weren't on. Like, I think that might have been the most concise planning we've ever done. I know for the museum heist, we did a lot of pre-planning, but for this one, we did like an episode and some worth of planning for it, because most of last episode was planning. And betrayal, but that's in the ground. Yeah, obviously getting the Annie and Sparky stuff kind of under the bridge, and now we just have to fix the fucking bridge. So that's really good, and I'm looking forward to not having to cry as much, because that comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it's just jarring is really all it is. Yeah, I think my favorite thing about the season, though, was, and I've been saying this all season, is getting to see everyone's character stuff. And we haven't on screen seen any captain stuff, but in the Discord, there's been a fair amount of it. And let's just say she's next on the list for that kind of thing. Because I want to see that. And I know Lisa wants to show that off. So I'm really, really excited for that. I'm also really excited to see Annalise. I'm excited to see any of Guy's, stuff come back to Seattle. With the husband not being dead and all, and the whole, oops, there's a control switch in Sparky. Oops, how did that get in there? There's a lot that I'm looking forward to in next season. I guess that's kind of what I liked about this season, was the fact that we got to build up so much cool background stuff. Also, just the stupid shit we got done this season that, again, kind of
we
like
went on vacation.
Yeah, we had a beach episode. We had a proper actual was kinetic sand this season too?
I think that was last season.
Okay,
Oh,
what
no,
was
last
last?
season?
That's what I thought. I was like, I didn't think that was this season.
It was at the end of last season, I think.
Yes, yeah. So we finally got the culmination of that. We got the Mars is Haunted storyline. We got the whole rigmarole of the mafia kidnapping us. And Lagu having to be the parent to all these kids on the freaking ship. And yeah, just all the fun, weird stuff that this show always brings. Like that, this show never fails to surprise me. It's again, it's one of those shows that I would watch, and I get to be in it. So I'm super humbled for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm full of good beans. So yeah, I want a shirt with Mars is Haunted and then just Captain's eyes on it. That's all I'm saying.
Because
I will.
I will work on that.
I will 100% wear that.
But remind me, or I will
Will
forget.
do.
I will forget.
I will. Don't worry. It's always in the back of my head. Maybe some of the memes. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll just on shirts. Where you can find me next will be next season. I almost said next year. Good God. Next season on Saturdays for Animus. And you can find me on Tuesdays, not for Water, but for Standing Stones. Working title? Question mark.
Oh, that's it.
That's it? Okay. So Standing Stones on Tuesdays at 6 p.m., which is the first game I ever get to play with one of my best friends since high school. We have been friends for like over a decade, and we've never gotten to be in a game together. GM'd for each other, never gotten a game. Plus a bunch of the Water cast, and it's going to be Calliope's GMing, so I'm super jazzed for that. And then
Excited.
keep an ear out for Afterburner stuff, because after the playtests, I have one more thing that I'll be doing with it. And I'm going to keep that under the belt for now.
Okay. I'm very excited for the playtest. I've still got to figure out who my new racer is going to be. All right, that just leaves me. So, favorite part of the session, yeah, definitely the interaction between Annie and Sparky. That was just chef's kiss drama scene right there. It was amazing. And then it was also a lot of fun watching you all basically organize and lead a mission or run an op, I guess, rather than lead it from the front, so to speak. And I was pleasantly surprised that Val and Zevi both got out alive, because I absolutely would have killed them if the dice had said so. And that would have been, I think, a very different experience with the characters. But I'm glad everybody, well, mostly, the nameless NPCs that work for Zevi, some of those didn't make it. But I'm glad that all turned out pretty well. The session was just great. The season, absolutely the vacation episode, hands down, favorite part of the whole season. It was just really fun seeing different sides of the characters, getting to see them relax a little bit, and not have drama for a little while. It was just really neat. And I really enjoyed watching the characters like bond over that. Plus, it was kind of neat to see Daisy end up with like a legit love interest and not just like, oh, I met this cool girl and we like went on one date and now that's done. But the whole season was amazing. Every episode is always a treat to get to GM for all of you wonderful people, because your characters really are what makes the show, and it's just fun to just give you something and then sit back and watch what you do with your characters with it. It's amazing.
Watch how we figure out how Rip is involved.
Yeah. That was also fun. The whole season being like, it's Rip. It's like, it never really was. I don't think at all this season up until this point. And
He was in the warehouse.
Was that the season? I guess that was the season, wasn't it?
That was the season, yeah.
Yeah, because that was Mars. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, other than that, it was never Rip until now. And then that one was just him driving a forklift.
Also, I loved how, like, halfway through this season, we suddenly decided that we were going to start a revolution.
Yep. Also, this season, you decided to explore the main plot line. That was also fun. It was, the whole thing has been fantastic. I can't wait for next season. It still blows my mind that we're going to hit episode 50 in this next season, season 4 of this show.
Should we all wear party hats?
I think so. I think yeah, I've got something that would suffice as one.
What was your longest series before, like any of, including everything? How long have you run a game before?
Badlands was the only one that ran this long. That was also 3 seasons, but I think the seasons were shorter back then, if I remember right.
Yeah,
So
Badlands ran for a minute. Like
yeah,
that was a while.
Yeah,
we had
you guys had 4 seasons that I had to watch and try to understand the timelines of. Raven
Yeah.
gave me the timeline spreadsheet, and I had to
It's-
learn it.
It's massive.
It was messy. It was messy. Yeah.
Oh, there was 4 different timelines.
Yep. Well, there's only supposed to be 2, and then you all kept breaking things.
Also,
Oops.
I do admit, one of the best things I loved was the fact that I broke time more than I fixed it in that game.
That was fun. But yeah, that one ran for I think 3 seasons, and those were 3-month seasons instead of the 4 months seasons that we do now. So yeah, this has run longer than that. That was the second longest one so far.
Look at us
pretty
being
cool.
all cool.
Yeah. As for where you can find me next, I will be somewhat non-existent for the next week as I take a break in between seasons. I've got a little bit of prep left to do, some logistics and things like that, and I've got all the overlays built, except for one, but I still have to put them all into Streamlabs and get them all situated. So I'll be doing that kind of stuff over this next week, and then next season will start in May. And we're gonna have Standing Stones, which is a high fantasy mystery kind of game on Tuesday nights. That's gonna run on Fundamental RPG. Excuse me. Wednesday nights will be more Exodus. We've got like a few episodes left of that, like not quite a whole half of a season left, but we're going to be wrapping up that story. And then once that's done, we're going to have Blackfeather Paranormal Investigations, which is going to be ghost hunting. It's kind of like Phasmophobia, but a little bit more involved and a whole lot creepier.
I'm so excited for that one.
Me too. I've definitely been like hyper focusing on that a lot the last couple of weeks. So that's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's gonna have a lot of guest spots too. We've got 2 regular cast for that, and then 4 guest spots every week. So if that's something that you'd be interested in hopping in for an episode, message me on Discord, or you can DM me on Twitter, and I'll get you added to the list. Basically, it's gonna just every week we're gonna throw out who wants to play this week, and then see who answers. So that'll be Wednesdays. Thursdays is 2nd season of Star Wars, Elite Beskar. I'm really excited about that as well. That's just had so much fun story happening, and I'm excited for more of that. Friday day game is Neon Devils 2, which I'm playing Tilda again. I'm super excited for that, and it's going to be sort of the flip side from Neon Devils 1. So instead of playing like supernatural detectives, we're playing like the criminal underground side of it, which is going to be really cool. And then Friday night we've got Welcome to Madison, which is a surreal horror run by Nikki. I'm very excited for that one. That one's also on Fundamental RPG. Saturday day, we're going to have Necrobiotic, run by Penny for a Tale. I think we've still got 1 or 2 spots open for that too. So I've still got the sign up form link somewhere. If you look through my more recent tweets, it should be there. I'll retweet it soon as well. If you want to get signed up for that, but that's going to be a lot of fun. It's like this weird, I don't know all the details, but it's like there's not enough people being born to like keep up with the death rate, and so these scientists or necromancers or some combination of the two have like figured out how to bring back bodies to perform like the workforce stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. There's a Kickstarter coming out for that. I think it's in May is when that starts, I think. But if you look up Penny for a Tale on Twitter, they've been talking about it a ton, and it looks really cool. I'm excited for it. And then, of course, Saturday night, we'll be back for more Animus, starting in May. The worst kind of mancer, the economancer, can't work by people to death if they're already dead. Oh my god. So yeah, that's all the cool stuff that's coming up next season. That starts in May. The first episode will be May 4th is when the new season will start. So that's all where you can find me next. Other stuff to share or plug: Fundamental RPG. If you want to pick up your copy, it's the system that this game uses. And then next season, Standing Stones, Blackfeather Paranormal Investigations, Welcome to Madison, and Animus all are going to be running on it. So a wide variety of genres that you can run with this system. You can pick up a copy on Amazon. Just search for Fundamental RPG or Raven Evermore. It should pop right up. You can also get free character sheets, or you can buy the digital version if you don't need the physical book at coffee.com/raven/shop. So just like it says in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, just add /shop to the end of that. You can also find our other sponsor, which is Intrepid there. I'll get those links into chat, which is adventuring gear for real life. So tabletop themed accessories and beverage equipment, so like mugs and water bottles and stuff, and athletic and outdoor wear. A bunch of really cool stuff that you can find there. And I've got some cool Pride Month designs that I'm working on adding into that as well. So be sure to keep checking that out. And then if you'd like to catch up on this show or any of the other ones that we've had on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And just go to Stream Library and look for Blackfeather Guild, and that's where you can find all of our content. I think it's a little bit behind right now, but I will be updating that with all of season 6 of Blackfeather Guilds, this past season, stuff over the next few days. So it should be caught up before the new season starts, so you can catch up on stuff. And I think that's everything. I didn't even think of a raid cry. What should our raid cry be? And then we're going to go on a raid. If you think of something, throw it into chat, and just making sure they're still online. Yep, we're going to go raid Madame Gandalf, who's doing some cooking. She's a lot of fun. Give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And then, yeah, I will see you all in about a week or so. I'm drawing a blank on a raid cry. I got one. I'll throw this into chat. We're going to go with boom. Because that's what Annie whispered on the bridge. Did I do that right? No, I did not. Let me fix that. There we go. Boom. All right. So thank you again, everybody, and I will see you all in a week or so. Bye, everybody.